If you have not yet taken time to prepare for accumulating snow, you've got a couple hours to do it. We're telling you when it arrives tonight.
And breaking overnight, Russia invades Ukraine. The overnight missile strikes and the response from the U.S. and its allies.
Plus, Wisconsin lawmakers making it harder to sue gun companies after a major nationwide ruling. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Chris Stanford. We will get to the crisis in Ukraine in just a moment with those new developments. First, though, let's get to Chris Reese and your certified most accurate forecast. We have a winter weather advisory just issued this morning, Chris.
Yeah, alert days in play for this afternoon and tonight. We're talking accumulating snow coming into the picture. 1 to 3 inches, maybe some spots see upwards of 4. But you just mentioned it, Chris Stanford. We do have new winter weather advisories that have just been issued overnight. They're issued around 2:30 this morning. Those winter weather advisories for us go into effect at 3 o'clock. They will stay in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. But everywhere that you see shaded in the purple, folks, those are winter weather advisories for us that'll take place later on this afternoon. This is 3 o'clock. You see the snow starting to move into the picture at this point. 9:30, widespread snow for all of us, and then after about midnight or so, we will start to see the vast majority of what's out there start to wind down and move out of the picture. That being said, let's take a moment to embrace what's happening outside right now if you're getting ready to head out. For one, temperatures actually a bit warmer than they were 24 hours ago. We're 8 degrees warmer in Madison, 9 degrees warmer for Janesville. A lot of spots anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. Still, it's chilly. 14 degrees right now. The wind's picking up just a bit, so our wind chill has dropped from 14 now to 3 at this point. Temperatures, though, pretty much all in the teens. You do have a couple of spots into the single digits. Wisconsin Dells at 9, same for Camp Douglas. Viroqua coming in at 6. Black River Falls, you already know, the cold spot. -7. That's their air temperature right now. We're also tracking some lake effect snow this morning. I've been watching this lake effect band set up since yesterday, but now a lot of those lake effect snow showers really impacting southeastern parts of Wisconsin. I've been focused on Rock County this morning. I've seen a lot of these snow showers and flurries showing up over Janesville, even showing up over places like Lake Mills, Jefferson, and Watertown, but you get towards Dane County, and other than maybe Stoughton, for the most part, our air has been drier. These lake effect snow showers have ran out of moisture by the time they've gotten to us. Lake effect snow showers continue a bit, but they'll start to wind down into the afternoon. But it's into the afternoon that we start to see our actual accumulating snow system moving into the picture. 8 o'clock, it's widespread snow for all of us at that point. 1:30 in the morning, a lot of the darker blues, the heavier snow is starting to move out, but we'll still at least see some light snow showers and flurries until we get towards early tomorrow. That'll leave 2 to 3 inches of snow on our ground. And I'll be honest with you, at this point in the winter, 2 to 3 inches of snow, not even completely worth the full snow map there. But for all of us, look for that chance of 2 to 3 inches of snow. Then it is a dry pattern, but I want to highlight this. Pay attention here. Monday through Friday next week, all in the 40s.
You think we're going to lose all of the snow we might get overnight, huh?
Yeah. We have a strong chance of doing that, especially with enough sunshine.
Ooh, first spring is here.
Yeah.
Well, Tuesday is the first day of March.
Tuesday is the first day of March.
All right.
Meteorological spring.
Now, I will tell you this is full spring number 2.
Oh, it is. Oh, we're at fall spring number 2 already. I must have missed
because we had our little full spring 1.
Okay.
And then we're in second winter, and I believe that stretch next week might just be full spring number 2.
We'll check in with you for third winter.
All right, sounds good.
Chris Reese, thank you very much. To that breaking news out of Ukraine this morning. Let's take a live look now from an airport there as Russia continues to invade the country.
Russian forces have fired missiles on several cities. Casualties already being reported. Ukraine officials estimate attacks have killed 40 people so far.
Ukraine airspace is now closed to civilian flights. The U.S. Embassy warning Americans in Ukraine to shelter in place.
This all follows Russian President Vladimir Putin ordering a military operation in eastern Ukraine, which world leaders say is unprovoked. A 30-day state of emergency now in effect for the country. Ukraine's president appealing for peace in an emotional late-night address. He said he tried to call Putin, but was met with silence. The UN Security Council gathering again overnight for an emergency meeting.
The United States and our allies and partners will continue to respond to Russia's actions with unity, with clarity, and with conviction.
President Biden and leaders of the G7 expected to meet with each other and allies to discuss further sanctions against Russia. President Biden is expected to address the nation this afternoon. When that happens, we will push it through our mobile app. You can download it right now in your app store. Local headlines now. State Republicans have passed a bill to make it harder to sue gun manufacturers.
The vote yesterday comes after just days after a massive and historic settlement against Remington. That's a major gun manufacturer here in the U.S. Sandy Hook victims used a pathway in state law, something Wisconsin GOP members want to ensure can't happen here. Naomi Coles reports.
Today, Republicans in the Wisconsin Assembly gave a green light to a bill making it nearly impossible to sue gun makers here.
Lawsuits against firearm manufacturers are one way the left is trying to restrict our rights. They believe they should sue American manufacturers out of business if someone commits a crime with a firearm.
And the gun industry already enjoys more protection from litigation than manufacturers of cars or tobacco products.
It comes days after families of 9 victims in the 2012 Sandy Hook school massacre reached a historic $73 million settlement with the company that made the gun used in the shooting.
We hope this lawsuit sends a message to gun manufacturers, insurance companies, and the banks that support them that you can be held liable for these products that you are selling.
A 2005 federal law already provides gun manufacturers a lot of protection from liability. The bill clearing the assembly today puts Wisconsin a step closer to joining at least 35 other states with similar blanket protection laws, according to a map tracking state bills from the Giffords Law Center. State Democrats, meanwhile, are pushing for things like universal background checks and red flag laws to spark a public conversation.
In fact, every single one of these pieces of legislation have been sitting in committee waiting for a public hearing for months.
For Republicans, it's a non-starter.
I just feel that when a crime is committed, we should blame the criminal and not the gun.
The Assembly is wrapping up a lot of their work this session over the next couple of days. There are still hours of debate scheduled for today, with over 150 bills to go through. And some breaking news overnight out of the city of Milwaukee. The county medical examiner's office called to the District 5 police station in that city overnight for a dead man.
Police say the man was 20 years old. He was pulled over Wednesday morning around 2 a.m. and taken into custody for a warrant. 16 hours later, though, a call came in for medical attention during a cell check. Because of department policy, 3 officers are now on administrative duty. Waukesha police will be handling the investigation. The city of Beloit now has an additional $9 million for a neighborhood investment fund. The governor announced it while in Rock County yesterday.
If we want to see Wisconsin's families, communities, and economies succeed for years to come, then we need to make those investments today to build long-term sustainable growth for tomorrow.
The money will be used for the development of a new social innovation center at Beloit College. Governor Evers says the grant will help bolster collaboration between the city, college, and several other community organizations.
Senator Tammy Baldwin also making a stop in our area. She was at Stone Trailers for a tour yesterday to highlight her Made in America legislation on the supply chain issues.
Because I believe that especially our critical supply chains need to be housed here at home in America and whenever possible in Wisconsin.
One of those initiatives is the Supply Chain Resiliency Act. Major components of that legislation passed the House of Representatives earlier this month.
The Badgers returning to the floor last night for the first time since that melee with Michigan Sunday. The team shorthanded, losing Jacoby Neath to suspension and Lauren Bowman to illness. The Barn up in the Twin Cities. That's where last night's matchup took place. Brad Davison's final game as a Badger in his home state of Minnesota. Davison finished with 7 points. Just like the first game between these two, it came down to the wire. Johnny Davis fouled out with 2 minutes left. The Badgers, though, pulling out the victory, 68-67.
Ooh, a tight one there.
Yeah.
6:08 now. Coming up, a look at how hackers could take advantage of your family's home security system.
And go, Jeff, go. I'm Josh Ryder in the 608 this morning with the story behind a local man whose dream truly came true.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Test rest a Beauty Rest Black or Black Hybrid at Steinhoffel's, and you could win a 2-year lease for for a 2022 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250. Purchase a Beauty Rest Black or Black Hybrid, and you'll get 2 free absolute relaxation pillows, $200 in Steinhoffel's cash, plus a $100 grocery reward card. And with Steinhoffel's 0% financing and free delivery, buying a Beauty Rest Black has never been easier. Relax, it's Steinhoffel's.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
So this Valentine's Day, if you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes or an hour, and start using the PowerSwabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. PowerSwabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. So this Valentine's Day, order PowerSwabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Get a free PowerSwabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608 this morning, an exciting update creating a lot of buzz across the state.
We love this story. Josh Breiter here now with the latest on the Packers Fan Hall of Fame. Hey, Josh.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Go, Jeff, go. He did it, guys. We first told you about Jeff Yasik's story last month, and you all helped make it happen. News 3 Now was there at Lambeau to capture the moment.
Winner of the 2021 Fan Hall of Fame honoree is Jeff Yasik. Yeah.
That is President and CEO Mark Murphy of the Packers announcing the Mazo-Maney native as this year's inductee into the Packers Fan Hall of Fame. In an official ceremony at Lambeau Field, Yasik was one of 10 finalists for the award this year, which the Packers established back in 1998. Green Bay was the first professional football team to have a Fan Hall of Fame. It was Jeff's cousin Josh who nominated him.
He gets loud, he gets proud, more so than any of us. And one of our favorite memories of the year is tailgating with Jeff outside of Lambeau every single game he has for the gold package. And I had to nominate him. I felt like it was my duty.
We are so proud with his win. Yasik now receives 4 club seats to a Packers home game next season, a $500 Packers Pro Shop gift certificate, a road trip for 2 to a Packers away game next season, and a 1-year subscription to Packers Plus. Look at all that stuff that he gets. We're going to hear from Jeff coming up in our next half hour, guys, but truly an emotional day for the Yasik family. And then last night, the Mazo-Maney Fire and Police Department, they gave him an escort back into town with people lining up the street. So truly an entire community here in the 608 behind him.
And you got a chance to see his place. All decked out in green
bedroom,
and gold.
Yeah.
What were some of the more memorable pieces of memorabilia he had up at his place?
Oh my gosh, we walked into the Yasek home and his mom, Kathy, right away. You're going to see which one is his room as you walk in, and it's just bright. You got the green and gold up there, but he has got everything. He's got a lamp, he's got hats, he's got blankets, he's got, boy, what doesn't he have? Footballs, everything that you can think of that is Packer memorabilia up there. It is incredible. So you can just see that he has truly been bleeding the green and gold forever, guys.
Get a little emotional every time we share this story. It is the best of the day. Josh, really, thanks for making our day with us.
Hey, this was a fun story to be able to tell, and you can just tell his excitement and positivity every day, guys. It's truly remarkable.
His reaction when he heard his name.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Love it. Thanks, Josh. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Just reach out on social media or email him at inthe608@WISC-TV.com.
Okay, just about 6:15. Chris Reese here now with your First Warn Weather, your certified most accurate. Hey, Chris.
Good morning. We've been tracking some snow showers moving in off of Lake Michigan, and most of this has been focused on eastern parts of Wisconsin. But I'll tell you, some of it's starting to work its way closer to town for us. Janesville, you've been seeing these snow showers and flurries pretty much all morning long. Same has been true up near Fort Atkinson, Lake Mills, Johnson Creek, and Watertown. Most of Dane County has generally been dry, except for the eastern half of the county. But even here at the station, on our weather patio, we're seeing a couple of flakes come down. So if you live on the west side, you might see a couple of light snow showers and flurries this morning. The lake effect stuff turns off later on, but then here comes the bigger snow moving in as we start to impact your evening commute and then later on tonight. So that winds down by tomorrow morning, but we do have an alert day in the forecast because your evening commute, and if you're traveling anytime, say 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, it's going to be impacted. Moderate snow coming down at times, an accumulation of 1 to 3 or even 2 to 4 inches is going to be a possibility. That being said, you're looking right now at the Beltline and Fish Hatchery. Things are smooth. It's a beautiful drive out there this morning. We are cloudy, but I'll tell you, while your morning commute is fine, use that caution by 5 o'clock, and then by 6, 7 o'clock, that's where things start to get a bit dicey for us if you're going to be out on the roadways. Here, traffic conditions right now. This is in town around Madison. We are not seeing anything out of the ordinary. In fact, Dane County as a whole just looking great right now. The goal is to keep it that way all of southern Wisconsin, at least right now, in good shape.
All right, Chris Reese, thanks for tracking it all for us. Millions of us rely on home security systems for protection for our families. But what if those systems themselves aren't secure from hackers? Consumer Reports takes an exclusive look at the problem.
This isn't a real burglar, but he could be. He's a Consumer Reports tester disabling a home security system. In just seconds, he jams the signal to the security sensor and gets inside the house.
Jamming is when a burglar or hacker blocks the wireless signal of a door sensor, window sensor, or motion sensor in a security system. That allows them to access your home without actually triggering the alarm.
In its latest tests, Consumer Reports found 5 home security systems were susceptible to these types of attacks. Adobe Iota, Cove Home Security, Eufy 5-piece home alarm kit, Ring Alarm Home Security Kit, and SimpliSafe, the essentials. Adobe and SimpliSafe can detect jamming and will alert the homeowner that it's happening, but the alarms will not trigger. The other systems offer no user alerts. Consumer Reports shared its findings with all of the security companies. Eufy was the only manufacturer that explicitly said it will fix the jamming issue in a future update. Cove said it plans to add jam detection to its system next year, but likely as an optional feature.
The good news is that jamming attacks are very rare, and security systems and other low-tech security solutions will often deter burglars.
If you own one of these systems, don't feel the need to run out and replace it. Both the Ring and SimpliSafe systems perform well in other tests, including motion detection and ease of use and setup. Or consider this Kangaroo front door security kit, which was not susceptible to CR's jamming attacks. No matter which alarm system you have, CR has one simple tip. Don't use the branded yard signs or decals that came with your home security system, since that could help a hacker. Instead, use generic signs and decals.
And more news now. This is local news. We now know who will be the keynote speaker for UW-Madison's commencement in May. The honor goes to Linda Thomas Greenfield, a top diplomat on the world stage. She is the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Thomas Greenfield earned a master's from UW in 1975. Spring commencement scheduled for May 14th.
Pretty exciting. We're airing sound from her today as she comments on the dealings out in Ukraine.
She is definitely a key player on the world stage.
UW graduate
right now.
Right there. Madison College cooking up some fun to celebrate Black History Month. The Yams and Sweet Potatoes series highlights Black cuisine that has influenced America. People who attended the class yesterday joined local chef Patience Clark for a tasting of traditional shrimp and grits. Demonstrations, tastings, and presentations have been held throughout the month of February.
The impact of COVID has hurt some of our local community chefs, so shining the light on them too and giving them the opportunity to bring in customers and just share their stories has been impactful.
This month's events connected local Black chefs and the Madison community, celebrating their talents. Although the series did conclude this week, you can still grab some of those meals at restaurants around the Madison area.
Coming up, a viral moment in local news, how one reporter reacts to his biggest fan.
And still ahead in our next half hour, new standards in Wisconsin to keep our water safe from PFAS. Stay with us.
This portion of News 3 Now is brought to you by Shopko Optical.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night, your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 77 years. And during our 77th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $77. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can remove stubborn body fat permanently in just one visit. Don't wait a moment longer to reveal the new you.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. Plus, on select models, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Instead of being impartial, media outlets have become advocates for the Democrat Party. They got Joe Biden, who campaigned from his basement, elected president. Now they're covering up the disasters his policies created by attacking and censoring anyone who exposes the failures. But they can't hide inflation, higher gas prices, and rising crime from the people devastated by them. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message. I will continue to ask questions and uncover the truth.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us on social media. KCG shared this photo of more than a dozen deer. Caught it all on camera. Some nature for us on this Thursday.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, you like that?
It's a good one. We usually freak out when there's 1 or 2 deer in a picture.
Yeah, Casey,
what
did you call up all your buddies? Or, yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. Thanks, Kevin, for sharing that with us. If you want to share your morning with us, snap a picture, use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post it on social media, and we'll find it.
Okay, just about 6:23 now. A local news reporter in Columbus, Ohio, getting more attention than ever. You might have seen this viral video of his mom interrupting him on the job just to say hello.
This is my mom. Hold on. Hi, baby. I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you. Did you record that?
Don't be holding up traffic now. So millions are enjoying this all over the internet. My wife saw this first yesterday. She saw it on her Instagram stories. So I know when she sees something, it's a big deal. Yeah, like when she sees it first. So Miles says his mom always wants a front row seat to what he's doing, calling her his #1 fan.
I did have my parents do this to me once. That's the problem with working in your home market, boys.
Yeah, you and I have both worked in home markets before.
So did you. Yeah, I'm surprised your parents didn't, pull up and take pictures of your live shot.
Not as much of a helicopter parents as maybe yours.
Barb and Zeke. I'm sure they're watching right now.
But what a proud thing. Chris Reese, yeah. Could you imagine, would that be something that your mother would do, is roll up on one of your reports?
And I forgot to mention, I interned in my home market, which was Houston. I interned there. The station was across the street from the hospital where my mom worked. So my mom would call, and she'd be like, let's get lunch. And then, like, one of the other meteorologists that I was interning with, their spouse also worked at the hospital with my mom. So we did do a lot of lunch dates.
That's cute.
But she never showed up while I was live somewhere.
Oh, you guys are missing out. It was an experience, let me tell you.
She would want to, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A lot of those mamas getting their kiddos on the bus this morning. How is it looking out there?
A couple of flurries, depending on how far east you are. The farther west you are, it's more so just cloud cover. We're going to generally stay dry throughout today, but it's the evening that we'll start to see those snowflakes. Bus drop-off time set for 3 o'clock, so we're generally still cloudy at that point. But even after that, we will start to see more and more of those snowflakes moving in. Here, those flurries that we're tracking right now, a lot of them have been focused on Janesville or Lake Mills this morning, but we are seeing some of those even as far west as Madison as you head out the door.
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll have the latest in the crisis in Ukraine coming up here in just a moment.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Some of us are just driven to succeed, to make it to the top and stay there. We drive towards success at everything we do. Always striving, fueled by passion, integrity, and work ethic. Because to us, success means accepting nothing less than being the best. And making sure you're surrounded by a team who is at the top of the leaderboard, like Hy-Vee.
Doing great, Jack.
Hy-Vee's commitment to excellence, their insistence on only the highest standards, and their drive to be the best means when it comes to fresh food, they know fresh. And here's a simple takeaway. If you think you can find any better, then you don't know Hy-Vee and you don't know Jack.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty Self-Adjusting Foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it.
It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special. Order this Valentine's Day and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
Right now, the crisis in Ukraine escalating overnight. Ukraine says Russia has launched a full-scale invasion. President Biden says the U.S. and its allies stand united against Russia.
And we have an alert day in that forecast. Accumulating snow on the way tonight. We're timing out how it impacts your commute.
And new state standards for your drinking water to help protect you against PFAS. Good Thursday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now This Morning. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Chris Stanford. We will get to the crisis in Ukraine and those new developments in just a moment. First, though, your most certified accurate forecast here in Madison. The commute this morning should be okay. It's the drive home tonight that we are watching. Hey there, Chris.
Yeah, the drive home tonight is certainly the one to pay attention to. The snow really doesn't start to move in until probably about 4, 5, 6 o'clock tonight. But we are looking at accumulation of 1 to 3 inches this time, and that's why we have the winter weather advisories. Some spots might even see 2 to 4 inches, closer towards the lakeshore, upwards to 5 or maybe even some isolated 6-inch amounts. So it is an impactful snow when you think about the fact that all of our snows this season have been in the 1 to 3 inch range, except for the one that gave us a little more than 4. Our winter weather advisory goes into effect at 3 o'clock. It's going to last until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Here's future track. You see how the snow system moves on in. The darker blues, though, after rush hour and start to move out just after midnight around here. Headed out the door right now. It's warmer than it was at this time yesterday. 8 degrees warmer for us in Madison, the Dells and Lone Rock. 7 degrees warmer for Platteville and Mineral Point. 9 degrees warmer for Monroe and Janesville, and 10 degrees warmer for Watertown and Juneau this morning. But we're at 14. Some light snowflakes being reported at the airport. Our wind chill is at 3. 19 in Janesville, 15 in Monroe, 13 is your air temperature for Lone Rock right now. But I want to show you these snowflakes that I've been talking about. This is a lake effect band of snow that's pushing towards the west. Most of this, in our area anyway, has been around Janesville all morning long. We've also seen a lot of it in parts of Jefferson County, Lake Mills, Fort Atkinson, and then over towards Oconomowoc. But even in Dane County, it's been eastern Dane County that's seen this for most of the morning. Now we're seeing this sneak its way over into western parts of Dane County. We've even had some snowflakes fly here on our own weather patio. The lake effect stuff turns off later this morning. We'll get a break and we'll be dry for a while, and then here comes the afternoon snow. This is 8 o'clock. Widespread snow over us at this point. It's coming down. It's accumulating. Visibility is going to be lower. By the time we get you towards 1:30, the heaviest of this starts to work its way eastward, more towards Milwaukee. Meanwhile, if you live over near the Mississippi River, that's where this begins to wind down just a bit, and then we're going to dry things out. More sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures go up to 25 into the afternoon, but it is all about the sunshine on Saturday, 36. Sunny at 34 on Sunday. I'm focused on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. All of them have highs in the 40s. So we're talking perhaps a 5-day stretch with temperatures in the 40s as we open up the door to March. We will see how things trend, but they actually continue to trend a little bit warmer right now. Still watching the end of next week, though. I'm just going to call next week full spring number 2. It's not the real one. We still have another winter to go through before we get to April, and then we can finally start talking about, you know, really getting into spring at that point.
Yeah, I think any snow we're going to see tonight, though, might be gone by next week, huh?
It's very possible.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. You can stay on top of the weather as it develops this afternoon and evening, just in time for that commute home by downloading the Channel 3000 Weather app. Just do a search for Channel 3000 Weather in your app store. Okay, to that top story this morning, that breaking news overnight. The NATO Security General says Russia has launched war on Ukraine and shattered peace on the European continent. NATO promising to beef up its land, sea, and air forces on Ukraine's eastern flank to provide more assistance to that country. Condemnations pouring in from world leaders this morning as explosions were heard in multiple Ukrainian cities. President Biden tweeting out, Russia alone is responsible for the death and destruction this attack will bring, and the United States, its allies and partners will respond in a united and decisive way. CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports this morning from the UN headquarters in New York.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine is now underway. Explosions were seen and heard across the country overnight. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the start of the offensive in a pre-dawn speech. Putin said the action was necessary to protect civilians and restore order. He said Russia's goals include the, quote, demilitarization and denazification of Ukraine. Putin called on the Ukrainian military to surrender and warned other nations not to interfere. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky appeared on television as the invasion got underway. He urged people not to panic and said he had just spoken with President Biden. The White House condemned what it called an unprovoked and unjustified attack by Russia. Here at the United Nations, diplomats gathered for an Emergency Security Council meeting. It's the Council's second emergency meeting this week on Ukraine.
We're here for one reason and one reason only, to ask Russia to stop.
During last night's session, the Ukrainian ambassador confronted his Russian counterpart.
There is no purgatory for war criminals. They go straight to hell, Ambassador.
The Security Council is expected to vote on a resolution against Russia today. However, it is unlikely to pass because, as a permanent council member, Russia holds veto power. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
President Biden says later today he will meet with the leaders of the G7 and other allies and partners to impose further sanctions on Russia. The president is expected to deliver some public remarks on those sanctions this afternoon. CBS Mornings will have more on this developing story coming up at 7. 6:35 to our COVID headlines now. Good news this morning on the state's road to recovery. Wisconsin's 7-day daily average has fallen below 1,000 cases for the first time since early August. All 72 counties also out of the most severe critically high category as of yesterday. Meanwhile, Madison schools choosing differently than most Dane County schools to keep mask requirements in place until April. In an email sent to families yesterday, Superintendent Dr. Carlton Jenkins said the district is taking a phased approach to modifying its mask protocol. The first phase, which goes into effect March 1st, will make outdoor masking recommended, not mandated. Athletes and those involved in co-curriculars will also be able to unmask indoors when they're competing or performing. Phase 2 includes plans to keep the indoor mask mandate in place until after spring break, which ends April 3rd. Dr. Jenkins cited post-spring break COVID spikes as the reason for keeping masking in place until the end of break. The district then plans to announce the next phase by April 15th at the latest. Several other districts around the viewing area have also submitted their plans on masking. If you want to read them, just head to our website, channel3000.com. A new measure that could make it a felony to threaten healthcare workers is getting a bipartisan go-ahead. Healthcare workers across the state say the violence and aggression they experience regularly needs to stop. That's why roughly 30 healthcare organizations are supporting the new bill. It would make it a felony to threaten a healthcare worker in their official capacity, punishable by up to 6 years in prison and a $10,000 fine.
Really, we want to make sure that they have an understanding when they come in to receive health care services that respect is shown to healthcare professionals.
Just last year, SSM officials documented more than 100 instances of assaults and threats to staff. The bill does still need to pass through the Senate before Governor Evers can sign it into law. The State Assembly passing a bill that would raise the minimum age for buying tobacco and vaping products from 18 to 21. Federal law changed
this back in 2019, and Wisconsin retailers have already been enforcing the higher age limit. Because of that, though, the change in state law will have a minimal effect on how much tax revenue comes in. The bill now heads to the Senate. If it passes, then the governor would have a say. 18 men in police custody this morning connected to a sex trafficking ring. It's the result of a 2-day undercover sting by Kenosha police. They say they rescued a woman held against her will in the operation. Those in custody range between 23 and 63 years of age, each walking away with a municipal citation. The sting taking place off of I-94 in Kenosha. Police encourage the public, if something seems suspicious, call them.
The state's Natural Resource Board is moving forward to set PFAS standards for Wisconsin. They unanimously approved the recommendations from the Department of Health Services for surface water standards. Those are meant to protect people who swim in lakes. Drinking water standards proposed by the EPA back in 2016 were also adopted. Drinking water can now contain PFAS of up to 70 parts per trillion. The original recommendation for the state, though, was meant to be 20 ppt. This has the largest impact on the city of Wausau, where all of its wells are currently above that recommended standard.
Wausau currently finds itself in a uniquely challenging position, given all of its municipal wells for drinking water are impacted beyond the proposed state standard for PFAS.
If we wait for EPA to set standards, DNR will need to start the rulemaking process all over, and it could take another 30 months beyond EPA standards or until 2025 or 2026.
Establishing a standard for groundwater was scrapped by the board. The deadline to get the standard approved is March 3rd.
6:39 as we take a look outside right now. Traffic is humming along here before 7 o'clock. The morning commute should be just fine. We're tracking the evening commute. Chris Reese will break that down when we come back.
Also ahead, it's a follow-up in the 608 this morning. We're going to hear from Mazo native Jeff Yasik on his big win into the Packers Fan Hall of Fame when we return.
Come experience Floor & Decor's grand opening in Monona. With our unmatched selection of tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl, and more, all at everyday low prices, at Floor & Decor, you'll discover the perfect products for shopping on trend and on budget, all in one stop. Plus, our helpful associates make realizing your vision easy from start to finish, so your upgrade has never been more you. Discover your new Floor & Decor, now open in Monona, or visit us online at flooranddecor.com.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes.
This Valentine's Day, in just 10 minutes, you will look incredible.
This is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It's a cream. It's a topical. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it, and I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and you know, I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
This Valentine's Day is the best time to get Plexiderm for only $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
At least 3 groups of truckers are now on their way from California to Washington, D.C. to protest COVID mandates. A group of truckers calling themselves the People's Convoy left California yesterday. The group will spend about 11 days on the road, expected to arrive in early March, and could disrupt traffic near the nation's capital. The group is similar to the Canadian truckers whose protests shut down border crossings between the U.S. and Canada.
A wild 500-pound bear nicknamed Hank the Tank has broken in or damaged at least 38 homes in South Lake Tahoe. Now, police say their dispatchers are getting inundated with calls from people giving their opinion on how to handle the situation. The Department of Fish and Wildlife Services, which initially said it planned to trap and kill the burly bear, has been unable to capture him.
We are certainly reevaluating our capture strategy on how best to safely capture this animal for the public safety and also the bear's safety.
The agency says an animal sanctuary is an option on the table right now, but until a decision has been made on what to do with Hank, officials are urging residents to remain vigilant and dispose of their food properly. I said it once, I'll say it again. I don't know what folks out in California are eating for this gentleman to be as big as he is going through trash.
Hank the Tank is a very fitting nickname for this fellow.
500 pounds of pure brute strength right there.
Not the bear you would want to run into out in the wild, huh?
Not up close.
Safely from behind a very sturdy window.
Yes, with no food or peanut butter around me.
All right, let's get to Chris Reese. Hey, Chris.
Hey, we are talking about your commute this morning. Things are going to be fine headed to work. They'll even be fine at lunchtime today, but it's that evening commute. That's where things are going to start turning slick as some accumulating snow moves into the picture. In fact, your impacts later on today are going to be more so on the moderate side as this snow works its way on through. Things will begin to wind down overnight. Outside right now, we are seeing some flurries. Those flurries will stick around with us for the next couple of hours. Then we'll go into a period of big, dry, and cold, but lots of cloud cover sticks around, excuse me, throughout today. This is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We start to see our real snow starting to move into the picture. That's going to be widespread over us by 7:30. All the way to about midnight or so. After 1 or 2, things really begin to wind down. We might see some lingering flurries by the time we're at 3:30 in the morning tomorrow. That being said, if there's anything that you need to do to plan for accumulating snow, go ahead and put that into motion. We are in the take action stage. We're within 24 hours. Really, we're within about 12 hours of this snow starting. So if you're getting ready to head out the door, you're not going to be home till 6 or 7 o'clock. Go ahead and do whatever you need to do now to be ready for the snow.
All right, thank you much, Chris. 6:46 in the 6:08 this morning. A story that's creating a lot of buzz across the state.
Yeah, this is the best story of the morning, folks. Listen up. Josh Breiter here now with the latest on the Packers Fan Hall of Fame. A new member this morning, Josh.
Yeah, guys, this year's winner was from right here in the 608. A man who truly bleeds green and gold. Take a look.
Go, Pack, go!
Thank you to Josh who nominated me. Thank you to my family and friends and all the people at PI and all of my friends around the world. Thanks to Megan who did my haircut. And all
We love that haircut. That is Jeff Yasik and family there to accept his huge win into the Packers Fan Hall of Fame. You'll remember I first introduced you to Jeff last month after being nominated by his cousin Josh. The Mesa Man was one of 10 finalists this year and the only one from the News 3 Now viewing area. Our cameras were there to capture it all for his victory speech. And you'll remember from my previous reporting, Jeff has cerebral palsy, but that's never stopped him from living his life to the fullest. He's been a super fan since a moment back in 1994 when Reggie White stopped stopped to take a picture with him at training camp. How cool is that? Now, he gets a lot of stuff for this. He's going to receive 4 club seats to a Packers home game, a $500 Packers Pro Shop gift certificate, a road trip for 2 to a Packers away game, including game tickets, airfare, and hotel accommodations, guys, and also a 1-year subscription to Packers Plus. What a winner. We knew he could do it with all the support that he's had right here from the 608. And Leah, I know you know the family personally.
Yeah, this is my claim to fame. I know Jeff Yasik. He was at my wedding. He's quite the dancer. I have danced with him at a couple of different weddings. He can really boogie. I am so happy for him. And what a small town moment, Josh. There was a caravan of first responders bringing him back to Mazo, right?
Yeah, the entire community of Mazo was ready for his return from Lambeau last night. I guess it was quite the event. And it just goes to show, you know, how special our communities are here in the 608, that you have an entire community behind him. And he's the winner, right? From right here in our viewing area, guys. And for the first time in the last couple of years, that the winner's actually been from Wisconsin. Right. How about that?
So cool. A Hall of Famer now. How about that? Go, Jeff, go. Josh Breider, thank you very much.
You bet.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. He'd love to hear from you, so reach out on social media or email him in the 608 at WISC-TV.com.
Great story. So happy for Jeff. Okay, 6:49 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, new bills at the state capitol that could change how you order takeout through your food delivery app in Wisconsin.
First, if you've got a little kid turning 3 soon, send us their pictures so we can show it on TV.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
It's your last chance to get our very best deals of the season, including doorbusters up to 65% off. Plus, take bonus holiday discounts off our sale prices in-store and online. And interest-free financing for 5 years. The biggest President's Day sale in Wisconsin is on now at Ashley.
Allergies with nasal congestion overwhelming you? Breathe more freely with powerful Claritin D. Get fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, including nasal congestion, so you can breathe better. Claritin D. Breathe better.
The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back at the Alliant Energy Center Expo Hall in Madison, February 25th through the 27th. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with new gear. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with awesome seminars. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with hard-to-find boats. The Wisconsin Fishing Expo is back with family activities. Go to WIFishingExpo.com for details. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Outdoor News, Don's Marine, Fox Sports 1070 The Game, Lucas Oil, and Explore Lacrosse.
This is the purpose-built Ford F-150. It's a beast with brains. You know what? Skip this video. Go see one at the auto show.
It's auto show time. The best time to buy a Ford F-150 with ways to power up this and that. Work smarter. Muscle for most anything. Plus, special auto show offers to help you bring one home today. Now get a 2021 F-150 with 0.9% financing for 60 months plus 1,000 auto show bonus cash.
Join the adventure when your favorite Disney friends visit your hometown at Disney on Ice presents Into the Magic. Tickets on sale now. Coming to Alliant Energy Center March 10th through the 13th. For show details, visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
It's your last chance to save at Furniture and Appliance Mart's President's Day blowout sale. Millions of dollars worth of inventory in stock and ready to go. All with no interest financing for 18 months. No one in Wisconsin has appliance offers like these at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley of Madison.
Here for you in a heartbeat. SSM Health, Heart and Vascular Care.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
We continue to follow breaking news out of Ukraine, where a Russian attack on the country is now underway. President Biden expected to speak later today about the night's events. Explosions are being heard in the Ukrainian cities of Kiev and Kharkiv right now, where it's just about noon. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky pleaded for peace in a late-night address and said he tried to call Vladimir Putin, but was met with silence. Coming up on CBS Mornings, America's former ambassador to Ukraine joins the team coverage to talk about what's at stake and what the U.S. response could look like. That's coming up in less than 10 minutes.
A Genoa City man facing multiple charges this morning after police say he robbed a convenience store. Police say a 28-year-old man entered the Janesville store with a shotgun just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Police say he threatened an employee and demanded money before taking off. Police eventually caught him and arrested him. He's currently being held in the Rock County Jail.
Wisconsin's DNR is setting a statewide standard for surface and drinking water. State recommendations previously said drinking water with more than 20 parts per trillion of PFAS would become unsafe to drink. The board instead choosing to listen to a 2016 recommendation from the EPA, setting the PPT cap at 70. No standard was set for underground water.
A bill that would require third-party delivery services to remove a restaurant from its digital network within 3 days if the restaurant requests it is on its way to the Senate. The use of delivery apps like Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash exploded during the pandemic, but restaurant owners told lawmakers that these services often lead to headaches for them because customers get upset about late food, cold food, or orders placed for items that weren't available. The Assembly passed the bill with no debate.
Suing a gun manufacturer could become nearly impossible in Wisconsin under a bill that just cleared the state assembly yesterday. It comes just days after families of 9 Sandy Hook victims reached a massive historic settlement against Remington, the manufacturer of the AR-15 used in the massacre. 35 other states have similar laws already on the books. But if it's approved by the state Senate, Governor Evers is likely to veto it.
Prices at the pump are rising, and the Ukrainian crisis should keep that going. The national average for a gallon of gas right now is $3.53. AAA says Russia trails only the U.S. and Saudi Arabia in oil production, so that move could cause gas prices to increase globally.
We haven't pumped leaded gas into our cars for decades, but it is still used in some airplanes. The FAA wants to change that. It says it's working to replace those fuels by 2030. Right now, the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association is against phasing out the fuel until alternatives are more widely available.
In North Carolina, the city of Hickory has released video of the collapse of the 2 arches over the pedestrian bridge. They went down in the early morning hours of February 18th. They were made of Douglas fir and spanned 178 feet and were 60 feet tall. They cost more than $750,000 to put up. Some of the debris hit a vehicle below. No one was hurt, though. Inspection teams are still trying to figure out what caused them to collapse. The Godfather is coming back to theaters for a special 50th anniversary release. The remastered film arrives at AMC theaters in international territories Friday. Paramount's also releasing all 3 films in the epic trilogy on 4K Ultra HD for the first time on March 22nd.
The track is a lake effect snow this morning. That's now moving all the way into parts of central Wisconsin as well. This is Janesville. This is where we have seen some of that snow this morning. It's also been impacting places like Jefferson and Lake Mills, and now we're starting to see some of those flakes right here in Madison. The Beltline at Fish Hatchery, though, all smooth, and it's going to stay smooth as we go throughout the morning. It's the evening commute, though. That's the one that I'm watching, because as we get towards the evening commute, friends, that is when the snow begins to come down and things are going to start turning rather slick for us. Look at this. Moderate impacts are expected all evening long until things begin to wind down tomorrow morning. That snow arrives overnight tonight. Look for 2 to 3 inches.
Thank you, Chris. Stay with us for the latest on Ukraine right after the break.